All right. Thank you so much, team, for joining today. So let's wait for a couple of minutes because I can see right now there are 33 people. Let's wait for a couple of more minutes to others to join, and we can start in next 1 or 2 minutes if you are okay with that. Sure, sure. All right. And am I visible on video as well because I can't see myself? Okay, great. Thanks. Just call me if in case there are any hiccups. If in case like I'm not able to like share my screen or if there is anything you want to communicate. So we have 51 now. So how many we are expecting? Great, great, awesome. So I can't see who all have joined. All right, I can see Mansi, Prabhakar, Milind. Hey, good evening, everyone. Good day, everyone. Paul, Dharmani, Dushyant, Shanaz, Miran. Great, great. I can see 60 people already live. Karan. I'm just picking random names. Nikita, Akhilesh, Raj, Sairam. Awesome, awesome. Okay. 65 now. Dhruv, Shali, Disha, Tarun, Sejal, Guru Prasad, Dhruv. Yeah, once again. Okay. Sanket, Lalit. Great. So we have got 72 people now. Guys, I wanted to start on time, but I just want to make sure that we have all onboarded so that we can kick off this. If you all are okay with that. And you can communicate over chat if you want me to start now, or it's good to wait for another 30 seconds. All right, I think let's get started. We have 76 people now. First of all, thank you so much, team, for having me here. My name is Aman Lamba, and I'm part of Cisco family for more than 10 years. So I work as a customer success management guy. Like I'm a customer success specialist and evangelist. I'm part of Cisco customer experience, and I play an extended role of chief of entertainment in APJC. So I provide lot of like I conduct lot of sessions at a APJC level. We have 10,000 member community of customer experience here in Cisco. So I'm part of the chief of entertainment community of Cisco. And then apart from that, from technology perspective, I did my CCIE in wireless. That is like one of the top most certifications here in Cisco. I am also part of consulting development program where we enable and transform the technologies focused people towards business. So I conduct how to develop a business case type of workshops, day long workshop for these guys. And then I'm part of Solution Architect and Technical Leadership Forum. New employee orientation, whoever joins Cisco, experienced folks, I provide them a 1 hour focus session on knowing about Cisco and whatever questions, clarifications they want, I clarify that. I'm a husband, foodie. I'm a public speaker. I love to travel and meet people. I wanted to do this in person, but unfortunately, due to COVID, I'm doing it virtual. But I'll make sure at least whenever this restrictions ease down, I will come and deliver it in person as well. With regards to my exposure to customers, I have traveled across globe multiple times. I have met and worked closely with almost every corner of the world and customers, and that's where I carry the cross cultural collaboration experience, and that is the key. It is super important for us to know various cultures and how customer ticks in every culture. So 6 out of 7 continents I have traveled. Anyways, I'm not interested in Antarctica because I can't survive there. I'm a vegetarian and I don't have much aspirations to go there. All right. So what are we going to cover today? We have a full packed agenda for next 50-55 minutes. I will open up for questions, and as long as you guys want to ask anything, I'll give 5 minutes extra because I need to jump into another critical call for one of my topmost customer at around 6 p.m. But I'll give a couple of minutes for you guys to clarify question, and if required, we can have one follow up session as well. So we will start with what's changing during and post pandemic, because when we talk about customer centricity, when we talk about the strategies to build for customer centric environment, right, or the customer centric organization, we should know where we are right now and what is going to change during and post pandemic or COVID-19. It is going to be altogether different scenario, guys. Second thing is, I'm going to talk about thinking like a customer, right? If I may ask you, think like a customer. You already are customer. You already buy services. You already have got mobile phone connection. You have got broadband connection. You have multiple things to think about as a customer. But I will tell you that even then, we have to follow some best practices and tools which are required for you to just not only believing in your own way of thinking about customer, you have to follow some best practices and tools as well. Third thing is very important. I'm going to talk about how you can spoil your customer centric strategies, and then I'll talk about that and I'll tell you how to fix them, right? If you understand there are like 5 or 7 things you should avoid, I will talk about that and I'll tell you how to avoid them. Then customers experience. This is going to be, then once you understand why customer experience is important, how to spoil the strategies, then we will start developing, building the CX org strategies. Okay. And next step is, I will share post this session, I will share a lot of links, book references with you, so that that is going to be sort of a takeaway for you for your year end whatever leave plan you have. You can read those books to make yourself ready for whatever organization you are going to develop, which is going to be customer centric organization. Okay. All right, let's talk now. What is changing? What is the challenge right now? If you are not aware of this term, this is a very common term used these days, that is called VUCA. VUCA is nothing but volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. We live in a VUCA world, right? Specifically, when we talk about COVID-19, whatever is going on right now is a typical example of VUCA, right? Let me now try to elaborate each and every term for your reference. So, first is volatility, right? It means liable change rapidly and unpredictably, right? So, you must be seeing the changes which are happening in market. It's so complex, it's going in a chaotic way, and it's becoming like liable change rapidly and unpredictability type of environment is nothing but VUCA, or that is called volatility, right? And then we have uncertainty, and we don't even know, the inability to know everything fully. We don't even know where this, like, we know that virus started from China and it got spread, but we do not know how it is going to spread further, right? So that is the uncertainty which is involved here. Then we have got complexity, which means many part being interconnected and interdependent, right? So complex to understand the current situation that you might wonder that that the future of workspace is going to change drastically, and I'm going to talk about that. We will not have the same workplace anymore. People have already decided to at least allow work from home forever, right? That's the, like, we don't even know where the market is heading to. Then last thing is the ambiguity. It is the quality of being open to more than one uninterpreted or interpreted areas, right? Interpretations. So the main challenge what we see from ambiguity perspective is There is no right or wrong model right now. We have to choose, we have to be flexible to adopt to a particular model as on the situation arise. And I call this as a, there are four operating contexts which are there, which we need to understand. One is simple, where you have very simple type of scenario, you can, you, it is under control. Then you have got complicated. Complicated is nothing but it is little bit challenging but still under your control. And the moment you move into from complicated to complex or chaotic scenario, that is where you need to understand the context where we are right now and how to bring back from complicated or from complex to complicated or from chaotic to complex to complicated to make it under control and to move forward. And if you do not understand the complexity of any environment or any customer, it becomes very difficult for you to be successful in that particular market. Okay, and these are things which are happening during and post pandemic. Number one is customers habits have changed drastically. They have never thought that they will encounter this type of problem forever, right? So this is going to be new normal, guys. Therefore business must adapt these shifting expectations to stay relevant. We have to think through the new business models. Then there is no going back. As I mentioned, we have to embrace the new normal. uh, Virtually, digitally connecting with each other is the new normal. Companies are going to open up from work from anywhere type of concept. It is going to be not work life balance, it is going to be more of a work life integration which is going to happen. Then transparency is very important than ever. We have to be more transparent because there is a human connect or in person connect which is missing. We are all virtually connected, and we have very limited scope to show our body language and other things. Whatever we communicate should be very transparent. And then acknowledge your customer circumstances. We have to also understand that it's not just us who are facing this heat. Customers are also going through a 360-degree turn right now, and we need to acknowledge their circumstances and we need to help them or join them as a partner. Learn how to virtually connect with teams and customer. Again and again, you have to spend a lot of time in understanding how to conduct virtual events, how to connect with customers virtually, how to keep them engaged, right? Are there any digital media or platforms which you can implement for a better engagement and connect? I'll talk more about every aspect in some time. Right, let's talk about some facts now. I want you to understand why customer centricity or customer centric strategy is super important, right? I'm going to start with some facts which I have collected from various sources. Let's start then. If you see this particular diagram or the chart, transformation for survival is what it's written here, right? Back in 1958, the average company lifespan of Fortune 500 company was 61 years. And as per research, in 2018, it was reduced to 18 years. And believe me, post pandemic or post COVID 19, when they are going to do research again, you just imagine what will be the lifespan of a company. And it is going to be again, this was like earlier, pre COVID-19 type of research says 40% of Fortune 500 companies won't exist in next 10 years. And that is where we are heading to. Specifically post pandemic, I'm sure this percentage is going to increase. Let's look at some customer statistics now, right? Number one, right? Happy customers who get their issue resolved tell 4 to 6 people about their experience, and these are very well researched definitions which I am highlighting here. 96% of unhappy customers don't complain, but 91% leave and they never return. It takes 12 positive experiences to make up for one unresolved negative experience. You can imagine, right? If you have created a negative experience, you have to do 12 positive experiences you have to generate for a customer. This is also very important to know. 1 in 26 customers complain, rest say nothing. They just stay quiet, silent, and the way we do, right? If we face any problem in our broadband connectivity and all, at times we call. Otherwise, if there is a problem only for 2 to 3 hours, we stay quiet. it totally depends on the first customer who is complaining about it, but rest all they don't do. A dissatisfied customer will tell between 9 to 15 people about their experience. They talk. There are like lot of CIO roundtable happens. I will give you one example. There was a very big bank in Australia. So they decided to go for a particular technology, and the reason why they decided is they were not happy with X companies whatever response they got. And that particular CIO, during the CIO roundtable, he communicated his frustration to other CIOs as well, and that was spreaded like anything, and that became a media news. And it was like, I'm not talking about the technology company, it happened for a some non-technology company, I would say. And you can imagine, that then this information whatever he communicated, right? And he was part of the 13% of dissatisfied customer who tell more than 20 people. He has communicated in broadcasted in one of the CIO roundtable, and you can imagine, that other CIOs will start building perception then. Let's move on to next one. 55% customers would pay extra to guarantee a better service. I know this is little bit arguable statement, but still, believe me, I have worked with many such customers who are ready to pay extra for a better, guaranteed better service, because they also want to be successful. They also have got their own SLA, KRAs to deliver, and if you commit guaranteed service, they are going to pay extra to you. 70% of buying experience is based on how the customer feels they are treated. So make sure that you treat them well. There is no exception to it. All right, this is also very good one. The probability of selling to existing customer is 60 to 70%. Therefore, that is the reason, the customer retention is the key. You cannot afford to lose a customer, because the probability of selling to a new prospect or a customer is 5 to 20%. It is always good to have loyal customers with you, keep selling it to them and keep generating experiences, provide them whatever support they need. They will be your advisors. Then it costs 6 to 7 times more to acquire new customer than to retain existing one, because you have to figure out, spend some time, money to the existing customers and make them champion. All right. So focus on high customer experience. You have to start from your own organization. You have to build a great team. And I'm going to share with you one model today, how to develop a great team. That is called team formation and a Tuckman model. It's a very old, tried and tested model. If you guys are aware of this tool, then it's fine. Otherwise, it's going to be a repeat. But I'm just going to share with you, this is how it happens whenever you start a new organization or a team. No matter like where you are in the phase in the organization, whenever you are building a new team to do a project, you are going to go through these 4 stages. You have to form a team that is learning about each other. Then it will go into storming phase. Then it will go into norming phase, and finally it will go into performing stage. Your responsibility as a leader is to make sure that you move as quickly as you can from storming to norming, from norming to performing. If you are like most of organizations and teams, I have noticed after working like multiple years, more than 15-20 years of experience I carry, they are either stuck in storming phase or they are not able to move away from norming phase itself. So you have to figure out, how you can bring everyone together, all the smart folks together, move them from storming to norming, and later where they work with each other, and then they all have a same one ultimate vision of the company which is aligned, and everybody is working towards that vision, is nothing but the performing stage. And if you can make that happen, guys, believe me, your customers will be delighted. All right, thinking like a customer. So this is one topic. I am not going to spend too much time here. You all are like quite experienced folks. You already know how to think like a customer. But I'm going to share one reference book for you. There is a concept by late Professor Clayton Cleanston. He was professor in Harvard Business School and many other guest faculty to many universities, and he's one of my favorite professor as well. He has a concept called jobs to be done. So if you are not aware of this concept, please Google it, go to YouTube, search about Professor Clayton, and get some idea about jobs to be done concept. He explained in one of the TED talk as well around his experience when he was involved in McDonald's to study about how they wanted to introduce and sell milkshakes to people, right? So it's a very nice concept, you should know. And if you know this concept, you can also think like a customer. This is going to help you to accomplish how you can think like a customer. And there is a book also which he wrote back in 2016 or 17, I think, Competing Against Luck. So if you get time, please buy this book and read once. All right. Okay, so let me show you some examples to show your customer that they are superior to you. You have to somehow demonstrate this to your customers that they are superior to you. And these are some of the tips which I'm going to share with you. Number one is you have to align your customer experience strategy with your mission, vision, statement, and values. You have to define values, you have to define mission and vision statement completely based on customer experience strategy. It should reflect in that. Craft your company's purpose. You have to figure out, what is the purpose of your company. I'm sure that if you are starting up a company, you have already crafted that. Tell you a story, right? Right now, capsule videos, small videos, and the way you articulate what's exactly you are selling is important. So you should have good storytelling skills as well. How you translate your values to customer experience. Again, you are defining values, then you also need to demonstrate customer that how you translate those values to customer experience. You have to have right metrics. You have to focus on the net promoter score, reporting and analytics. This is also important, and I'm sure there are lot already discussions happened on this topic. Empower the frontline. If you guys, if you uh, if you leave all these like 5 or 6 items, and if you do not focus on empowering the frontline, believe me, you are not going to go anywhere. What is frontline? People who are interacting with your customers, who are like on daily basis when customer needs help, when they reach out, when they encounter, when they face first person, that is the frontline people. And example I'm going to give you is there is a guy called Dave Carroll, and he's a musician. He's a guitar player and a musician and singer. This guy, it happened around 2007 or 8 or 2007-8 time frame when he traveled United Airlines, and his guitar was broken in between during the transit, and he was keep on complaining that my guitar got broke, I need refund, I need reimbursement, or at least I need some money in return, but nobody was entertaining him. Then what he did was literally change the way we should think about customers. I'm just going to play. He created a YouTube video. I'm just going to play that video for like a couple of seconds so that you get an idea about this guy. Let me show you what exactly he communicated to the world.
Flew United Airlines on my way to Nebraska. The plane departed Halifax, connecting in Chicago's O'Hare. While on the ground, a passenger said from the seat behind me, "My God, they're throwing guitars out there." The band and I exchanged a look, best described as terror, at the action on the tarmac, and knowing whose projectiles these were.
All right, so I'll share the link with you guys if you want to watch the entire video. But what I'm trying to highlight is we are living in a digital world. We are living in a world where people now know how to make any complaint viral. So we have to be very careful. We have to empower our frontline in such a way that we delight our customers. I'll give you another example. Ritz Carlton have got a policy, right? And they have empowered their frontline in such a way that if somebody complains or reaches out to the frontline people, they have got even they are empowered to take decision up to 2,000 or $3,000 to decide whether to help customer, maybe give them some gift voucher or upgrade their room up to $2,000 or liberty. is provided to the frontline resources. Just imagine that, that how much they care about their customers. Consider connectivity. This is also like this I see in almost every organization. The way you are going to grow as a big organization, collaboration between your teams is super important. What I notice in small to medium organizations is there are multiple people, they go talk to customer, commit something, and later there is no right database or repository to know what exactly communication happened and commitment happened. So that's why connectivity is very important. Collaboration between teams, if you can make this work, it is going to be really great for you. Then collecting criticism, right? So criticism and customer feedback, negative or positive, is always good. So you need to always focus on collecting the criticism from various sources. Social media is one. You have to know what customer is communicating over social media, all the platforms. You also have to know what they are communicating during CIO roundtables, during the one-on-one talks, when you have to also have to reach out to your internal teams, which I'll talk in detail in upcoming slides about. You need to know internally as well, because lot of your employees will be more aware of what's happening at customer side. You need to have listening power to understand what customer wants, what exactly criticism you are facing right now. Okay. Now let's switch the gears. Let's move on to spoiling your customer centric strategies now. Okay, are you guys ready? I'm just trying to do the check now whether you guys are with me. Any questions so far? Shall we move on? Do you want to hear how to spoil your customer centric strategy? Yes or no? Put that in chat, please. Just want to make sure that you guys are listening. No responses so far. Hmm. Is this like this is how the chat window works here? I am not sure. Oh, it's on up. Okay, okay, okay. All right. Okay, okay. All right. Sorry, it was my bad because I was checking WebEx way. Okay. All right. Okay, let's move on then. Thank you so much. These are some of the examples which you should avoid, right? I'm going to show you, but don't do this, right? That's like when you were a kid, also your parents used to say, don't do that. I'm also going to provide you some instructions on don't do this, guys. Number one is failing to deliver on promises. This is the number one mistake what people do. Whatever you are going to promise your customer, you make sure you deliver that. You make sure that you follow that, right? Otherwise, believe me, if you are not able to deliver to your promises, customer will move on somewhere else. Second thing is inability to connect the dots. I'll give you one example. Your intentions are right. Like I have seen, where there was a customer who gave there was a company who gave massage voucher to one of his customer. Then customer wanted to leverage that massage voucher, and he called that hotline number of that massage company, and they said that, sorry sir, this is only applicable Monday to Friday, 9 to 6 p.m., 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And believe me, he ended up into stress mode to convince that I'm not available Monday to Friday, I wanted this only Saturday Sundays. And it ended up into stress. Rather than he wanted to be stress free from massage, it became stress for him because he was not able to leverage that voucher. And but he never complained later. Just imagine, this type of things. You should be very careful when we are doing something for customer. Think through all the options and then only go for it. That is called connecting the dots, right? And understand whether customer really leveraged whatever support you have provided to them or not. Next is falling behind the curve on the social media. This is becoming again very important, guys, because this digital world, everybody first goes and check the reviews and all. And believe me, if you are not on social media, if you are not very well placed on social media, your rating is little bit down. Nobody will buy your product. Let me give you my own experience of selecting a gym. Back around 1.5 years back, I wanted to go join a gym, and when I started searching, all of you will agree that cult fit or a cure fit, which is from like brand ambassadors, our Ritik Roshan and all. So when I got that idea, right, when I started reading about it, I watched some YouTube videos. Then they offered me some free trial or free classes. And the way they have app developed, they have website developed, and the concept entire, it was so amazing that I ended up enrolling for it within a week. And I am now a like regular, I even got annual subscription for that. So this is how, social media plays a very big role. So you have to be on social media with a very well defined strategy. Systems and processes that are not customer friendly. Okay, so this is also important, guys. If you know there is a particular process which is not user or customer friendly, do that jobs to be done concept which you are going to learn from Clayton Cleaston. Learn that jobs to be done, do that once in a while. Be your own customer, try to understand, is this process making sense to customer, or is this creating complexity? Let me give you one room modification example I recently encountered. I wanted to book a room for this year and shutdown in Udaipur. When I booked a room, I realized that my name is not reflecting in the final booking. I called that XYZ, whatever service provider. That service provider told me, sorry, sir, this cannot be modified. First of all, in the IBR itself, in the call itself, I was not able to reach them because the option number one was to book a new room. Option number two was to do the modification. Option number three was to maybe, for any other question. Whenever I used to select option number two, they will say, sorry, this is like you cannot modify it, and the call was not going through. Then I pressed option number one. I spoke to the person. He was also saying that, sorry sir, this is for the new booking, this is not for the modification. And it ended up in a cycle, right? And then I ended up sending email, and there were like three or four follow-ups. I got this answer from them. So what I'm trying to highlight is, try to make your processes more relevant for your customer and customer friendly. Do not make it complicated. Red tapes and complicated structure again. What is red tapes? For example, if I'm calling X company, if they have like, okay, may I place your call on hold? Again, they transfer it to somebody else. Other guy also says that, may I place your call on hold? Nobody has got clarity around what to do in that particular situation, and they're just bushing around the like moving just one place to other and not providing the solution. Lack of collective responsibility, this also is super important. Say suppose you wanted two answers from call center. You're calling that call center, and say suppose first answer you got from first representative, and he will say that for second answer I'm going to transfer your call to the other one. The moment that call transfer happens, you are going to start from scratch. You need to provide all the details about your account number and all those things. Just imagine how frustrating it is. So we have to have created collective responsibility in such a way that even if they have to transfer the call to X to Y, they do not ask the basic questions again to rebuild the discussion with customer. Start from what exactly the answer they are looking for. Not flexing your style while interacting with cross cultural international customers. Believe me, guys, this is one thing, my top priority. If you really want to grow beyond India, you have to learn cross cultural collaboration. You have to learn international customers and their behaviors. Every region is different, every culture is different, and if you do not understand this, maybe you will grow your business in India very very well. The moment you enter international markets, you are going to fail. So cross cultural collaboration is future. You have to learn that, because right now sitting in India you can operate anywhere. Companies are going digital native, and you can attract lot of customers. Only thing is, follow some tools and tricks, understand the cross cultural collaboration, flex your style when talking to other cultures, and understand what's working, what doesn't work. Whatever the message, the communication we do, if I'm talking to primarily Indian people here, I am talking in a very simple and Indian type of tone pitch. When I'm talking to China, Indonesia, or ASEAN countries, I am going to reduce my overall tone and pitch. I'm going to be more humble. I'm going to talk to them like a I'm talking to some kid, because they will not understand if you talk fast. And that is the difference you must have noticed now. The moment you go beyond, you need to understand which territory you are entering, flex your style, change your way, and then only they will be able to connect with you and correlate. All right. So now, as you know that these are the strategies which are required to avoid spoiling the customer-centric environment for you. Let's move on now. How you can develop and build your own customer-centric strategies, which are really going to be successful for your organization. I'll talk about it, and I'm going to give you Cisco's example as well. How Cisco is doing that. What all the changes Cisco is bringing in. Okay. Let's talk about developing and building your customer centric strategies now. Number one, first of all, you have to access wherever you are. I know that you all are going to start the company, or you have just recently started. Just access your level of customer centricity. Do you really understand your customers? That is where you need to start with. Next question is, you will be measured by quality of your people. Hire the right people. I know that right people you have to develop. You have to be very choosy. Do not just go with the resume. Just understand, hire people who are passionate, hire people who are motivated, hire people who really want to change. There are two type of people available in this industry, or in the world. One is generalist and functional experts. So you need to have mix of both. Generalist is something like jack of all, and they focus on growth. They really bring you a lot of growth and power related opportunities, and because they love power, they love growth. And there is another community that is called functional experts. These guys are going to be technology experts or their domain experts, and their motivation for work, mostly what I have seen, is money. Right, so you need to balance it out in such a way that you have functional expert, you have generalist in the team, so that you can move forward. And there is a tool, if you have not done the assessment, there's a tool called Builder Profile 10 from Gallup. So that tool will provide you at least insights about, if you want to start a company, there are three type of like people, right? One is like rainmaker, then we have got conductor, and then the third one is expert. Rainmaker, conductor, expert. To run a successful organization, you need combination of all three: rainmaker, conductor, and expert. Right? You need to have mix of all three, and at least as a board of member, or as a at least the CEO, CIO type of like folks who are starting the company, you should have mix of all three. Does your customer always have seat on table? Right, so this is also one question you should ask whenever you are building a strategy for a particular customer. Get them on table, involve them in the beginning itself, and then define the strategy. They will appreciate you. The customer centric approach leads to lifetime value. Believe me, if you do that, your customer is going to be loyal to you. They are going to become your advisor, guys. If you are passionate about your customer experience, customers will be passionate about you. And like I have seen that, and this happens. Believe me, guys. If you talk from your heart that we have number one priority to provide the customer experience, people will have believe on you over the period of time, and they will also be passionate about you and your company. Do you make it easy for your customers? You have to answer. Again, the question goes back to the room booking example which I provided. You have to make it super easy for your customer to reach out to you. It can be provide your own number, or provide your exec's number, or introduce a customer success type of organization where you have got one guy attached to customer, and he's talking to them on regular basis, and he's allowing customer to call them anytime. It doesn't matter day night, they can reach out whenever they need the most. Always think like your customer for their current and future needs. This is super important, guys. Just imagine that what happens is, when you go and ask customer what they want, most of the time they don't know what they want. And that is where the main responsibility comes into picture, that you have to think futuristic. You have to think what can be the future ask of customer and start building from them. And that's what like Steve Jobs also once mentioned. that when he wanted to introduce iPhone, there were no buyers. Nobody even was aware, that they need this iPhone. But when he launched that iPhone, there were a lot of people who were interested to buy, and that became their own interest and the requirement as well. So you need to think futuristic, but make sure that you take care of the current customer needs as well. So you need to balance it out in such a way that when you are developing some solution, think futuristic, but make sure whatever customer is already using, you are not screwing up that part as well. Okay. And the last is create a journey map and success plan for every customer. You just need to understand where customer is right now with regards to the journey map, and how you are going to help customer to be successful in regards to the success plan. Okay. I am going to skip this because we have little bit limited time. But yeah, Zappos. If you are not aware of Zappos example, this is the company they started online e-commerce portal on selling the shoes. This guy, CEO of Zappos. If you really want to learn the customer service, uh, you should follow this guy. You should go to YouTube, like couple of videos already there explaining about his customer centric strategy. There is a small video about customer service, anything which this guy has introduced during pandemic. What he figured out is he just want to help his people or community who are connected to him and who buy products from him. He's saying, just call me, whatever challenge you are facing, whatever problem you are facing, just call my people and they will assist you with. And just watch this video. I will share the link later. All right, let's move on now. What are we doing here in Cisco? And I'm going to give you a racetrack example of customer experience. Okay, this is exactly what that how we are moving forward as a customer experience organization, right? So on the left side, if you see, it's more of a account side of a business where you are selling, right? Where customers buy, they choose the product. Then the racetrack or infinity loop, whatever you may call it, goes on the right side of racetrack, where customers start using it. We help them to make sure that whatever they are choosing, we are there with them to help them use that particular product or technology or a solution. And then once they start using, how we can help them to start loving our solution. And the moment they start loving our solution, they are going to be our advisor. They're going to tell 20 other people, as we have seen the statistics, and they're going to become our advisor. Okay. And I'm going to show you now, there are multiple pit stops we have defined in Cisco, and every pit stop is important for us. On the left side, primarily we call it the sales side of world. On the right side, we call it the customer experience side of world. But customer experience is spread across both the sides, because we have to create a very good ecosystem to provide a great customer experience at every pit stop. It starts from need, then it moves to evaluate stage, where customer evaluate their solution. Then they select a solution. Once the solution is selected, the align phase is where the sales to customer experience and customer alignment happens. This is where sales guys sell. This is what we are going to sell. This is what we agreed with customer. These are the use cases customer is going to deploy. And then it goes to the customer experience guy who is going to take over, and the purchase happens after purchase onboard, where customer is going to deploy that, right? And we help them customer while deploying, implement, use, engage, adopt, right? Then one by one we are going to move forward. We are going to help them to implement. We are going to help them to how they can engage on regular basis to use the remaining features which they are not using, how they can adopt, how they can optimize whatever they have implemented. Are they running it at optimal level? Are there any best practices they should implement? Then renew, recommend, and advocate. The moment we enter into the advocate category, this is where it becomes our responsibility, right, to help customer to be so loyal, generate customer success stories, so that they talk about us. Just give me one. Okay. All right. So advocate is nothing but customer is fully satisfied with the solution, and he is like becoming your advocate, and he is bringing in more customers for you. Okay. I have a question for you all now. Do you have this type of racetrack? Do you have strategy, focus strategy for your organization? If no, start thinking about it, start building one. It is really going to take you to next level. All right. So what's next? I have got a couple of more minutes. If somebody wants to ask questions, we can do that. I'm going to share some resources. I'm going to share some books, URLs. You can bookmark, and as a takeaway, I will share that with the team, and they will email you later. And apart from that, if you need any other, do you need any other such sessions? I deliver art of business storytelling. I deliver personal branding workshops. So feel free to reach out and let me know if you want me to conduct one more session on personal branding or art of storytelling. I would be more than happy to do that. With this, I'm going to pause. You may ask question if you have any. Thank you so much. Any questions, team, for sure. Yeah. So if we are new in market and we want to sell high price product, just one minute. We want to sell high price product. How can we build trust in the heart of customers? Okay, good question, Piyush. Whoever asked this question, I don't see the name, but yeah. Okay. So if you are new to market, first of all, if you really want to sell price product, you have to think on what value you are generating, not money. You need to build a strategy in such a way that you sell value. You understand the real customer need, go a little bit extra mile, show them at least the minimum viable product or solution, what you can do to customer and how it is going to save them money and improve their own customer experience for their customers. And value generation is the only way to sell the high value services or solution. Any other questions, team? Customer experience and strategy can get overwhelming sometimes. How do you deal with it? There are so many frameworks, so many tools and strategies. Oh, great question, Khyati. I agree with you. It is like at times it is misinterpreted term as well. But believe me, I'm not saying, I'm not asking you to follow follow the other organizations and all, but at least you should define your own customer success centric strategy. Consider some frameworks for sure. I'm not forcing you to go for a particular framework. See your own organization and your own customers, whatever customer base you have, whichever vertical you are going to work for. Just understand that vertical and understand their processes and compliance requirements, and then define your strategy accordingly. If you are going to have a lot of interactions right from your customers, how you are going to give them a platform which is a centralized platform or one stop shop for them to engage with you guys. And if you are able to come up with that type of dashboard which is going to serve that purpose, because you have a mass scale people to connect, that is going to be your strategy. You have to define your own strategy, rather than just copy pasting from some other organization. You have to build your, and keep monitoring, and keep, like I would call it, fail fast or feed forward. I'll not call that feedback mechanism. It is feed forward mechanism. Whatever you are implementing, keep reviewing it quarter over quarter and keep building that further. If our customers is farmer, how to build connection with farmers? Okay, so connecting with farmers, so you have to be part of the community. At least they are getting connected through some universities and colleges and all, right? So you need to influence those universities and colleges and be with them. I know that it's not possible to you to reach out to every farmer. There is a recent example I can give you. There is a company called Intute. They did something amazing. How they engaged, how they convinced, and how they influenced farmers. You should search about Intuit's customer success story on farmers, how they connected, how they developed some solutions for them. You will get some idea from there. Okay, how to address, take care of negative feedback by customer over online platforms? Great question, Swapnil or whoever asked this question. It's a really important question. Once you see a feedback, right, you need to know whether is this coming only from a one customer, or is this happening like is this going like from multiple customers, because you will not know if there is a one negative feedback coming your way. As I mentioned, there are 20-25 more people who are silent, right? You need to talk to that customer. First thing is respond quickly. I'll give you one example. When Tesla, somebody posted one complaint on Twitter. He said, your S class Tesla car is buggy. Immediately within couple of minutes, Mr. Elon Musk himself, he responded. He said, I'm looking at it. After some time, he said, this is fixed. After some time, he said that is this problem still happening? Question mark. So what I'm trying to highlight is we need to respond on all the criticisms in such a way that we are taking action and we are going closer to providing the solution to them rather than just delaying that. We have to take immediate actions on the critical complaints which are coming from more than one customers. If it is coming only from one customer, just validate whether this is going to be impacting other customers or not. If it is going to impact other customers, that will become your top priority to fix, because others are going to add plus one, or they are going to flood for the, yeah, me too facing this problem, and you are going to like be flooded with all the complaints. Okay. Next question is your, okay, just 1 minute. There are many questions. I'm happy that you guys are engaged and asking all these questions. Let me take few more. For customer acquisition, how long shall we offer incentives for free services? For customer acquisition, how long? It's a, there is no right or wrong answer to it. Incentives and free services, I would say that there are nothing, there is no concept called free services as such, right? So everything you have to budget it in such a way that whatever services you are providing to customer, you have to budget it in such a way that you communicate to customer that we are going to provide you this minimum viable product, but later once you buy that, somehow we are going to like, this is going to be part of your package. But it totally depends on which customer you are interacting with and how important that customer to you, from with regards to free services and all. How efficiently carry out surveys to gauge current user? Okay, the best thing, Sanket, from survey perspective is the net promoter score. There is a book on it, I will send you the URL as well. Understand the net promoter score, which is the most widely used in lot of large organizations. It's a very simple survey which just help you understand whether customer is really taking chance to recommend your company to others or not. And that is the highest level of survey or feedback, I could say. And that NPS plays a very big role. So you should also focus on NPS. How to get more inputs on customer survey? How to get more inputs on customer survey? Don't just rely on the online survey or email based survey. Do a bit of, invite customers in your discussions, ask them openly, ask them transparently, ask them what exactly they want, are they happy with overall solution and all, and do some skip level type of discussions as well. Try to understand from others, like are they really satisfied. Try to understand from various forums like CIO roundtable and all, what exactly they are communicating about us, about our organization and about others. How to go? Okay, how do you disengage from customer? Some customers are intentionally trying to take advantage or threaten you. Damage can affect you. Okay, so disengaging from customer. First of all, it's a Mukul. I need to understand, that what exactly is the situation, because it totally varies from the situation. I will never disengage from my customer, even if they are trying to whatever they are trying to do, right? Because customer is king. We need to listen to them. The only thing is, we need to follow some approach in such a way that we listen to them, we acknowledge whatever they say, and then we help them understand whether they are right or not, right? At times customer also goes little bit cranky, I agree with you. We need to be more patient, we need to listen to them, we need to empathize what exactly they are talking about, do our research, do our homework, and revert back with them whatever issue they are highlighting. We cannot simply say that, that I just want to get rid of this customer. Please be patient, listen to them, acknowledge whatever they are saying in a positive note. Just go with a positive note. You will see the wonders happening. Any $0 marketing strategy for handouts e-commerce? Aditya, I'll try to send you. I'm doing one postgraduate diploma in digital business. There are some strategies I'm learning. I'll try to share some of them with you. How to reach required customer segment? How to address, take care of negative? Okay. So any other question, guy? When shall we aim to expand to other cities? Shall we wait to garner enough profile? Okay, Komal, it totally depends on what is your strategy and business model. If you really have strategy and business model to spread faster, you start with a small city or a small place. Once you have minimum viable product or solution ready, get the funding as much whatever funding you can get from the right sources, and then you can go for expansion plan, because there are few solutions which you cannot afford to wait. If you really want to expand faster, and if you know that this solution is going to be like viral, and there are many competitors who can kill this, believe me, go expand as quickly as possible by getting the right funding. Customer feedback are always considerable, or should we wait and expert advice? So Govind, it is both the sides. From where we are getting the feedback. At times, if we say customer feedback, customer has got multiple entities. You will be amazed. I have seen this happening many times, where we got a feedback from X person from customer side. When we spoke to that customer, he did not intend to provide feedback for that particular purpose. He wanted to complain for something else, but he thought organization is reaching out to me, let me provide a negative feedback for some individual. So you need to understand, talk to that customer, understand what exactly pain they are going through, and who is providing. Is this the right person providing that feedback? And what actions to take out of that? All right. So, any other last question, team? If somebody want to unmute and ask, please feel free to do that. Sorry. Hope you find this session useful, team. I'm super happy that I got opportunity to talk to you all. I look forward for many such sessions. If you are happy or not happy, please provide your feedback on chat window. How is your overall feedback? What is coming to your mind? Whether you really enjoyed 1 hour, whatever we spent together, or is there any improvement? Please feel free to be open. I'm collecting feedback right now. Request each one of you to put some comment, at least whatever comes to your mind first. Okay, Vikrant, thank you. Great session. Thanks, Prajwal. Govind, Anish, Disha, awesome. Thank you, Dhruv, Satya, Sarah. Thanks, Komal, Satya, Snark. Awesome. Okay. Anything constructive also, guys, please mention, because I really want to focus on improvement, and you are my customer right now. Believe me. Great, guys. So if you need help now, you can reach out. You can request for another session. I would be more than happy to do, if you want to do this personal branding session, like understanding who you are, what you do, what makes others connect with you, right? So I'm going to follow this sort of framework for that. Let's get connected. I am very active on LinkedIn. You can reach out to me. I will provide the link to you to connect on LinkedIn. And thank you so much for listening. Here is my link to join on LinkedIn. And over to you. I think, yeah, I'm done with the session, and we are on top of the hour. I need to jump into another meeting as well. Awesome. Thank you so much, team, and look forward to it. And I will follow that. There is suggestion from Gurdeep that we need to do more workshops